Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, Jackie Bultje, coming from Chatham, Ontario. And today is the Global Monthly Video Hop. The theme is your favorite sweet. And I have a confession to make. I had a really hard time picking a favorite sweet. And I decided to go with Happy Forest Friends. And do you know why? It's because I'm one of the ones who often complains that we have way too many flower stamps in the catalog. So here we have Happy Forest Friends, which is just a whimsical set meant for babies and children and that kind of thing. And it reminds me of nostalgic children's books. And I love the artwork, especially in the paper. So I thought I would use that sweet just for something different. And I hope that you love it as much as I do. So let's take a look. I'm sorry about the light in here. I've rearranged my stamp room a little bit, and the one window, I just didn't want to put blinds on it, but it does affect my videoing a little bit. So hopefully it's not too bad. And let us take a look. All right, I'm going to move this, and then I'm going to show you the paper first. So I am going to make a simple card with this paper. I'm just going to back that up. And I'm going to use this corner right here, but I'm going to show you a few things along the way. Okay, so we're going to go through all of it because it's really nice. I'm going to use this in the background. And I'm also going to use the basic borders dies. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use it straight on, or I made a card a little while ago and I have some leftover pieces of this. And I might use this on the edge. So I'm going to take it out and we'll see what we do. Okay. So we're going to use a olive green card base. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And let's take a look at the rest of the paper before. Oh, did you hear the sound of that? That was the die falling on the floor. It's not where we want our dies. So the colors are really nice and soft. I love the mushrooms and the whimsical colors as well. So there's Sahara Sand, Calypso Coral, Blushing Bride, So Saffron, and Old Olive and Smoky Slate. Now, it almost looks like this is a sweet sorbet color as well. I'm going to play with that and see if it fits in. In fact, I did stamp the mushroom in that color. So really, really cute paper, don't you think? And you can use it for masculine cards with the prints as well. You know what? I didn't even see this one green one. This one has the cute stumps, so you can cut out the elements as well as using the paper in its big chunks. This is a nice, I would call that a concentric design. And some beautiful leaves and sprigs. And then we have some viney leaves. And I really like this as well. This will be great for a scrapbook page, don't you think? So that's the paper. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our paper trimmer, and I'm going to see perhaps if this should be 3.5. See, I'll tell you where my inspiration came from this card right here in the catalog. So don't forget to use your catalog as an idea book. First I was going to do this one, but it was way too much cutting. I did make the little stump, and I'll show you that in a minute. And but I definitely think that there's a lot of opportunities here. I love this card too with all the little strips of paper. It's more of a soft and gentle card, so it gets totally away from the colored print, and it just goes with the muted tones. So if you're more of a monochromatic person and soft things rather than really bold and colorful, then that card is for you. So let's get going. So I'm just going to trim this sheet across. I want to use this card for as much as possible. So I'm actually going to cut it at the 6-inch mark, just this first little piece. And I'm going to cut it, I think that might be at 4. No, we're going to go right to 4 1/4. No, it's 4.5. So now I have that whole panel. And I will cut it down. I don't think I will leave it this big. But we're going to look again at remember I'm casing the catalog, so I want to see exactly what they did. And see, they've cut it off at the 3 flowers mark, which is right here. And then on the other side, yeah, they have it full. So let's see where that gets us. And I was inspired by a card by Mary Deathridge, and she had cut this into an angle at the bottom, and I thought that was quite clever. So I'm going to go to 3 3/4 there, and I'm just going to leave it like that for a minute. I'm going to decide whether or not I'm going to use Mary's trick or not. Then we're going to use this yellow, and we're going to do that at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So 4 inches by 5 1/4. And be sure with this global video hop that you check out all the links to all the other people from around the world who are doing their favorite suite as well, so that you can join in. So let's have a look. Let's layer this and see where we're going with this. Let's see, how are we doing? Yeah, we're doing well. I have to check because sometimes things go wrong. If I do this off to the side, and then I want to cut it at about here, I'm going to measure that and see. See, I eyeball things too. And 4 3/4. That gives us a little bit more. We want the bird in there. Yeah. Okay, so that's 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Just so you know, 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then I am going to take this. See, we could do it. I'll show it to you without first. So I'm going to layer this and then this. Now the catalog just had it layered straight on the old olive like this, and that is also nice. Okay, I think that's super cute. Maybe I should leave it like that. Oh my goodness. All right, I'll show you what else I have done. I have stamped the welcome and hello baby. And these are dies that are included in the bundle. And then I have stamped the bear. And the bear, he's a distinctive stamp. And the fox. And then there's all kinds of other stamps for little mushrooms. Here, I have a little mushroom here that I stamped and cut out. And here's the tree stump. And you can see that they're distinctive stamps. Let's get back in the picture. And then this one layers over top. I'm going to just zoom in for a minute so you can see better. Let's have a look. See. Zoom. See, so this, in the catalog, they had laid this over top, but you don't want that white edge. So then you have to take scissors and trim. Let me see. You know what? I don't have my good paper snips. I have some ratty old scissors. They'll work. They're not as good. Paper snips that we have are super. This reminds me of little kid scissors. Our paper snips get right into the corners and they're super sharp. In fact, I keep one that I tie ribbon around, and those are my ribbon scissors, and then the other ones are for fussy cutting. There, and now we won't have that white edge. So I'm just going to cut this one off too. There. And then you get that distinctive look underneath. You could do the stump just like that. And then they had the owl stamp, but I didn't get around to stamping the owl. Anyway, I just wanted to show you how to do that like in the catalog so that you didn't have the white edge, okay? So I'm going to pause my video. I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine, and we're going to put a little V on the bottom. And we'll see how we like that, okay? Bear with me. So I did it, and I did it in squirrel fashion. So you will see it is not perfectly centered. So be sure to take your time, lay it on, measure the center part, and then use washi tape to hold it down. Now, I don't mind that it's off-centered a little bit. I'm going to move this over anyway right to the very, just so that there's a tiny little piece of yellow showing. And then we're going to put it on the card, and we're going to add our sentiment with some twine, and then we're done. And I think it's super cute. I didn't have to do much stamping at all. We're going to grab some, oh, look at the other side. Oh yeah, this is the, oh my word. I just hate covering this up. Okay, well, that's what it happens. You know what I usually do to prevent the angst of using a side of paper that I don't like? I usually buy 2 packages of pattern paper, and that way I feel like I can cut away and I still have lots, and that makes me more creative with my paper. So try it sometimes. Get 2 packs of the paper that you really love, and see how that liberates you. You could pop this up too if you wanted to. What's neat about using the die rather than just using scissors, if you didn't have the die, you could just use your paper trimmer and cut that edge on there, but the die has a stitched edge, which is really pretty. So I'm just using a tiny little edge there. And then we're going to decide whether we want hello baby or do we want welcome. I don't like covering that up, but there's also beautiful ribbon to go with this. There is olive and there is Sahara sand. But I like the pop of the olive, and that's what Mary did as well. Let's just make our linen bow. You can take the linen thread and wrap it right through, or you can just use a glue dot and glue dot your bow on. But I'm wrapping it through since there was a hole there anyway. Might as well make use of it. There we go. And then now you would really want to use some good ribbon scissors to cut your thread. Otherwise, it's not going to cut well. There. And if your linen thread is kinky like this, just put a little rubbing alcohol and it'll straighten it right out. So we have this. But you see how it looks just, let me have a peek in my, see how it just kind of blends in and it needs something to pop it up. If we take the ribbon, I'm just going to trim that on an angle, then it doesn't fray as much. It shouldn't fray at all, actually. There. And if we see, that's kind of what Mary did, like that. It just pops up the ribbon, but do I want it up higher? I kind of like it up there. I don't like covering it up. So I'm going to do it differently. And the thing is, you can't use liquid adhesive with ribbon. So a glue dot is a perfect way to adhere your ribbon. There we go. I haven't done a video in so long with stamping that I feel a little rusty. I hope I don't come across rusty. I just came back from a 10-day vacation with the love of my life. Now, mind you, we stayed in beautiful places, but oh my word, did we have things to deal with. Gerard's luggage went missing. His plane was delayed by a day. We had to deal with bureaucracy like you would not believe. It's amazing when one thing goes wrong, how many other things just kind of spiral along with it. I think I want to pop that up with some dimensionals. Just going to put those on the back. I wasn't able to get the rental car because it was only in his name, so keep that in mind when you rent a car and you're traveling separately with someone. Put both names on. It's just little things like that. Always keep your carry-on with you and always have an extra set of clothes. Look how cute that is. So now I did want to add, I had that cute little mushroom. Let's see where it went. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was thinking about was to add this to the bottom. That actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? But does it add to the card? I think the card looks great just like this. It looks nice like this. By adding the gold, I'm not sure if I'm adding anything to the card. I think it takes away from the subtleness and the softness of the scene. So less is sometimes more. And I'm just going to look for that little mushroom. Okay, so I found the cute little mushroom, and I was thinking to put it on the end here, like that. Now again, you have to kind of look at it and decide, is that adding or taking away? And I think that it might be taking away. So I'm not going to put that on. I kind of like it the way it is. I'll do it. Sometimes I take a picture of it with and without, and then I decide what's better. Or does that look nicer on this end? That looks kind of cute, actually. Wow, see? It's just little details. I'm looking actually at my, my video myself to see which I like better. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna leave it off and I want you guys to tell me what you like better, with the mushroom or without the mushroom, beside the hello or on the end with the baby. And then while I thought we would just finish off the card, we're going to put a piece of white in the inside, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I can either use my bear, I can use this piece, look, this extra piece that got cut off. That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? Put that on the end. I think that's really cute. So I'm going to trim that at 5 1/4. And then I haven't wasted anything. I love it. We'll add a little bit of liquid adhesive. And then we've taken the party to the inside of the card. So it's when you really use things that you decide whether or not you really like them. And this suite is not disappointing me. My favorite thing is honestly the paper. I absolutely love the paper. See, and the bear can just, and he kind of looks like he's coming right out of the forest. And maybe we'll put the fox here on the bottom. Okay, we'll first put the paper down. Whoop, oh, throwing things. And I forgot to show you this Sahara sand ribbon that also goes with this. The brushed brass butterflies also look really nice on here. But I only have an unopened pack that's waiting for a customer, so I don't think she'd be too happy if I took a few brushed butterflies out of her package. So there we go. Now the bear. And maybe we could put the mushroom in. We'll give the mushroom a home. Let's see. And this stamp set is a distinctive stamp, which means you can see the different shading in it. As you can see here, the bear looks like he's been colored. And you can take an aqua painter as well to add more detail if you want. It's like the bear saying, take a look, and the fox is looking like, oh, what do you see, guy? What do you see? And I could pop this up too. It does make it a little bit thicker to go in the mail, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pop up the fox. I'm using the edge pieces of my dimensionals, and I'm just going to pull that off, put this last little piece on the tail. Let's see, there, you can manipulate your dimensionals as well. I think I dripped on this thing. Okay, there, and now the little mushroom. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're going to put the mushroom down. Not quite sure where, but he's going to find a place. A little bit of liquid adhesive. I wish I had tweezers. Here. Oh, that's cute. All right, there is the card. I hope that you guys like it. And I hope you like the stamp. So let's take a look. And you know what? Hello, baby. Happier than happy for you. I could stamp that in the inside as well. But this will be a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are inspired, and that if you need a new catalog, let me know. And sending hugs from Canada, and be sure to check out the links in the description so that you can follow along and see everyone else's work. And yeah, I know that we have lots of talent on the team. My hair is such a mess. But you know what? You didn't come here to watch my hair. You came to see a card being made. And I had a lot of fun with you. I'm glad you joined me. I hope you hit the red subscribe button and follow me, and hopefully choose me as your demonstrator. Have a super day. Bye.